Hi, this is Krista at The Secret Yarnery. Today we're making part 3 of the Secret Stitches Cal Crochet Along 2021. This is the Candy Cradle Square. If you are not familiar with what we are up to, we're doing a crochet along. So a new stitch every 4 weeks of 2021, resulting in 12 of these rectangular squares that we will be joining together at the end of the year to form a gorgeous blanket. So what you'll need is some yarn. You can do it just with stash busting, whatever you have going on. I'm using a 4 weight, a worsted weight yarn, and you want to use the same type of yarn for each of your blocks, each of your squares. It does not have to be the same color, but you do want it to be the same thickness and ideally also the same fiber. And I'm also using a 6mm crochet hook for all of my blocks. You'll also need a pair of scissors and a darning needle for sewing in your ends later on. So let's get started. To make the candy cane block, start by making a slip knot any which way you normally do. Shrink that down and put it onto your hook. And now chain 36. 1, 2, 3. There is my 36, so that is a multiple of 3. And go ahead and chain 2. 1, 2. Now we're going to work into our back bumps for this pattern, so that means kind of pinching the flat side of your chain between your finger and your thumb and just kind of rolling it towards yourself. And to count your back loops, the first one is right underneath your yarn, right here. And then there's your second, third, fourth, fifth. There are these bumps going up along the back. So if you roll your chain to its side, the first one is underneath your yarn. You can't really see it. But the second one is basically the first one that you actually do see right here. So we're going to go right into that very first chain and make 1 single crochet. Just poke it onto your hook, 1 single crochet, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Skip 2 bumps and go into the third. So to skip your bumps, there's 1, 2, here is our third. We want to work into our third bump or our third back loop and make 1 single crochet. So just slide that onto your hook and 1 single crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Skip 2, so we're skipping 1 and 2, going into the third, 1 single crochet. So we're going to keep doing this all the way along our chain. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Skip 2, 1, 2. Going to go into the third. Slide that onto your hook, 1 single crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Skip 2, 1 single crochet into the third. So keep going along your row, making a chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Skipping 2 and working into the third with 1 single crochet. So keep working your way along your chain and I'll meet you at the end of the row. At the end of your row, the very last camel bump will be where we are doing our last single crochet. So right into that last chain, 1 single crochet, and that finishes our first row. To start the candy row, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn your work. Into the very first stitch, right down here, we're going to make our next stitch. So wrap your yarn and make 1 double crochet into that first stitch. And 1 single crochet into the space. Into the next stitch, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Into the space, 1 single crochet. So there's our little candy. Wrap your yarn into the next stitch, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Into the space, 1 single crochet. Into the stitch, 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. Into the space, 1 single crochet. So now keep working along your row, doing 3 double crochets into each stitch and a single crochet into each space all the way along until you reach the end. At the end of your row, I've done my 3 double crochets into my stitch, so single crochet into the last space, and 2 double crochets into the last stitch, which is this slopey bit over here. So if you poke your hook in, you will get 2 strands of that stitch onto your hook. So it's not into the chain, it's this kind of fatter slope. Put your hook in and make sure you get 2 loops of that stitch onto your hook. So wrap your yarn and 2 double crochets into that last stitch. 1 and 2. And that finishes our candy row. To start row 3, chain 1 and turn your work. Working right into your very first stitch, right here, we're going to make 1 single crochet and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So this row we're making our cradles. And now we're going to go into the top of each of these candies. So into the second double crochet of each of these candies all the way along. That's where we're going to be doing our single crochets, right into the center stitch of those candies. So poke your hook in and make 1 single crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and into the center of the next candy, the second double crochet, 1 single crochet. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, into the center of the next candy, 2 strands of that stitch on your hook, 1 single crochet. So we're going to keep going all the way along this row, and if your work is being all weird and twisting up, don't worry about it. It will straighten out as it gets larger. So keep going, doing a chain 3 and a single crochet into the top stitch of each of those candies all the way along your row until you reach the end. At the end of your row, we want to work into the top of that chain 3, 2 strands of that chain on your hook, and make 1 single crochet. And that finishes the cradle row. So to do the candy row, start with a chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn your work into the first stitch, just that first stitch right there, 1 double crochet. Single crochet into the space, and 3 double crochets into the stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Single crochet into the space, and 3 double crochets into the stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Single crochet into the space. So now you'll keep going like this, doing 3 double crochets into each stitch and a single crochet into each space all the way along until you reach the end of your row. At the end of your row, 1 single crochet into that last space, and into the last stitch, right here, that little guy on the hill, we want to do 2 double crochets. So 1 double crochet and 2. So that finishes our candy row. Now you're going to alternate making a cradle row and a candy row until you have completed 15 candy rows. To count your candy rows, just count each shell, each row of shells going up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So pause the video and complete your 15 candy rows. When you've completed your 15 candy rows, we're going to end on a cradle row. So chain 1 and turn your work. And do a cradle row all the way back. So 1 single crochet into that first stitch. Chain 3. 1 single crochet into the center stitch of each candy. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet into the next candy, chain 3, single crochet into the center stitch of the next candy, and keep going like this all the way along until you reach the end of your row. At the end of your row, make your last single crochet into the top of your chain 3, chain 1, cut your yarn, pull your hook up and your yarn through, and snug that down to secure. Sew in your tails and you're finished. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the channel by hitting that subscribe button down below and the notification bell beside that so you don't miss out on any quick stitch tutorials just like this. Have a super great day and we'll see you in the next video. Stay hooked.